So the next task will be everyone should have the copy of my home.jsx as it is, because we'll start from here. Okay, so that is what we have to do. Now we need to get the data from the server. So whatever user has added in this table, we need to get that data and display in the list one. So here we need to create a function. Maybe I can call that function as constant get results. Okay, I want to call this function and this will give me all the data which I have posted in this table. Okay, so just build this get results function, and then we will see how to display that in the list component. So the task is you need to create the get results which will query this table and it will give me the result. Right now I just want that one. Right now I don't want it to do anything saving in the state or using the use effect. I don't want that. I just want this function to work fine, so that whenever I call this function, it should give me the result. So I will do only the console.log of all the data which I have posted it. So ultimately, when I'm done with this function, I should see something like this: console.log. If I say data is data, so the data should be an array of all the records. I don't want count now. I don't want results separately. I just want the array of all the results. So if let me open this 1 second. Okay, I'll go to cd Manish React master npm run dev. So what is expected now? I will create this function. Let me explain you what is needed. Now remember, I am asking the question differently. Whatever I have taught you a few days back, that is the up-to-date final function. I'm not asking you to give me the final function. I'm asking you to create a part of the function. So task 9 here is like this. So if you try to copy the old one and try to put more lines of the statement, that means you have not understood the question. Okay, so that's the thing. That's the what I am looking for. Because if I ask you, some people will copy the whole code and give it to me. That means they don't understand the old code and they give the results. And I want you to understand what things I'm asking, and I want exactly that thing. You should return it to me. So get result function is to be called, and when the get result function is done, that means you get the data from the server. I should see this console.log. I'm not saving it anywhere. I don't want the count. I just want the array of the results. So ultimately data should be the array, and each array will be the object of the records. So whatever you have inserted in the database using this method, it will come here in the array format, and I just want to see this data. Right now data I'm putting hard code value is array, and array should be the array of the objects. Okay, so let's go back to the old one. I will show you what we did, but don't put everything. So if we go to our home one, we call this get results. Though we are using use callback, no need to use that one. I just want you should query. I will not tell you which statement. You should skip it. Okay, I just want the results. Okay, I just want this table, query it, and after querying it, I need the array. So right now there's no pagination, right now there's no counting kind of thing. Just query the database and get the results. And when you get the results, here I'm using async, but don't use async here. No need to use async. Don't use async, just use promise with then and catch. That is what you have to use it. So once you get the data, it is an array of objects of whatever is there in the on the server. Any doubt in question? Right now, don't use effect. I will tell you when to use the use effect. Right now, I just want a function which will get the data from the server and we have to display it on the console.log. That's what. It will not work. So you have to just write down this function. When you run on the page, this function will not run because we are not calling it. We are just creating this function. After creation, we will call it. So right now, don't call this function. Just build this function and give me the function data, function body. Let me see how you are writing the function. Any question? If you have not understood this task, I will explain it again. Fetch, the task name is like this. Fetch the data from server and show the results in console.log. Okay, this is the task and it is of 5 points. Your time starts now. I will give you only 5 minutes to finish this. Now it is 8:47 and 8:52 I wanted. And if you don't complete till 8:52, you will not get the points.
I'm not understanding it quite well.
So do not try to copy paste from the old component or old project. Just try to remember it and write it down. If you don't remember, go back, read it, and start from beginning again. So remember, you don't have to use async await in this function right now, but you have to use dot then and dot catch. If your answer, this function does not have the statement dot then and dot catch, then it means it is not correct. It should have the statement dot then with arrow function, dot catch with another arrow function. You must use this. And if you don't know dot then and dot catch, then you have to go my past videos and see how I'm using dot then and dot catch. Okay, I got answer from Rakesh. Ashok, you need to fix your code. You have to use dot then and dot catch somewhere. And Rakesh has given me the answer. Looks like I feel it is correct, but let me go through it again. There is one problem. Let me see another problem. Yeah, I see one problem in Rakesh code. Rakesh, I will not tell you the problem, but if you can fix it, I'll give you 2 minutes to fix that. Just go through all the lines. It is almost right, but there is one problem. It will not work. So you need to fix it. What is the problem? I'll not tell you. But there is some problem, and because of that it will not work. Ashok is not using dot then and dot catch, so it will not work. So Ashok has to fix his code. What happened? I don't see any other answer. Kate, Shweta, Sonu Singh, 2, 3, didn't even posted anything. Okay, I got someone. Okay, so Rakesh, I'll tell you. When time comes, I'll tell you. Rakesh, think about this. You are saving in this table. When you're querying, where is this table name? You have to query the table name. I don't see the table name in your whole solution. Then how will I know which table you're querying it? Okay, yeah, now it looks correct. But there is also one change, which I'll tell you in 1 minute. That is not the major big problem, but that will help you in optimizing the queries. So there is one thing you can avoid. Okay, let's wait for a few minutes. But it's right. Your solution is right. Okay, so let me go through the solution, and those who want to those who want to see uh, those who want to see the solution, they can watch it. Okay, so most of you have written right solution. I will not give you points today, but I will tell you what mistake you have done. Okay.
Sir, did you receive me? Sorry.
Pardon?
Did you receive my photo?
Okay, you did it. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I got it. Sorry, let me check your one.
No, I thought my mistake. Sometimes it will not go.
Okay, let me go through. Okay. Okay, I will. Okay, let me give you points. Otherwise, you will feel. You will not feel the pressure. If you get points, you will get to feel the pressure that, oh, you got 0 point. We have to work hard. Okay, let me first go through Rakesh solution. Okay, Rakesh has done good thing. There is a minor change, and because of that, he will not lose the point. So I will give Rakesh 5 points because he has done good job. So 5 points. Okay, next let's go to Sonu Singh. Sonu Singh has did query. Okay, so Sonu Singh, you are not doing the console.log of data. What is expected? I want to see the data. I don't see that statement in you. Correct it till I go through other solutions. Okay, I will ask you to correct now today first. And if you can correct it, you will get points. And if you cannot correct it, then you will get 0 points. So Kate, this table name should always start with capital T. If you have small t, just fix that one. One thing is this. Okay. And second thing is you need to do console.log. You just created the variable without console log, so you need to fix it. I want to see console.
Okay.
Okay, let me go to Ashok.
But I put the data into data, right?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That is not right solution. You cannot make data into data. So you have to just, once you get the data, you have to do console.log.
Okay.
There only, wherever you get it. Okay, Ashok. Let me see Ashok. Ashok, you are displaying the console.log by taking the response and then using .then. You cannot use response equal to query.find and then using then and putting response inside the then, because response is created outside then. So you cannot use response inside the then. So you need to fix that. If you can fix it, you will get points. Otherwise, no points. Shweta, capital name. Always table starts with capital name. First thing you have to change this one. So you are writing console.log data before even querying it. Before even finding the results, you are showing the data. So you are doing console.log of data before query.find. It cannot happen. Data will come only after query.find inside then statement. Okay, so then statement inside then you will. Yeah.
There also I put console.log.
And
After.
get results will not start with react.useState. There is no react.useState. You need to remove the react.useState. This react.useState is something different. We are just creating a function. Okay, so you need to fix it. I don't want you to save in the state right now. I just want you to display this one.
Okay.
Display the data. Okay, that's what. If you can fix all the things, I will give you marks. Now, from today, I will ask you to fix the things rather than. Okay, don't copy these two lines. Some of you have copied these two lines. This was the sample I showed you. The data will be in this format and you display the console log. Remove these two lines from your solution, Sonu Singh. You have to do it, but don't copy these two lines. These two lines are dummy. Okay, let me see what you've done. And once you call .then, this does not, it is an arrow function. Okay, and all the data which comes from the server comes here. So we need to put data here. And if you leave this empty, then data, you cannot get the data. Data comes here. And you have to display the data here in this curly bracket. So whenever you're using the then, data should be the part of this first attribute and we have to display that here. And this is also an arrow function. And don't do anything for now on this catch block because this error we will display some other time. Okay, so let me see who fixed the solutions.
I gave a revised version.
Okay, I'll check that 1 second. Let me check that. Okay, Kate. Yeah, now it is correct. Okay, updated the code. Okay, well, let's see the Ashok Kumar's code, updated code. Yes, Ashok Kumar, now it looks good. Okay. So Ashok Kumar will get 5 points because he fixed the code and I like it now. It is 5 points. Kate also fixed it. And Rakesh already got 5. I'm waiting for Shweta to fix the code. Also, Sonu Singh, you need to fix the code. You have put these two lines which I told you to put it. This is something I was explaining how the data will come and how to display it. So display part should be there, but you should remove this one. And display part should be at an appropriate place. It should not be randomly anywhere. Right now here I put randomly to tell you that this should come. Okay, Rakesh, I think you, let me check again your photo. Okay, your solution is right, but I will tell you one more thing. Okay, it's not wrong, so you get points. Everyone has done the same thing. That's point for everyone.
What did I send now?
Okay, I got the Shweta's one. Let me see, query. Yes, Shweta, now you got it correct. So let me give you points. 5. Okay, Sonu Singh, now last. Okay, Sonu Singh has given this. 1 second. Sonu Singh, you have to delete the set state part. Okay, I'll give you points because you have done it correctly, but I have not told you now to save the data in the state. Okay, so you need to delete that part because that part is wrong. You have written wrongly, and it was not expected. So you need to delete that part. Rest other thing is right. Okay. Okay, so I'll give you 5 points to Sonu Singh also. He has added one line which is actually wrong, but I don't want to deduct his point now. Okay, so first thing is we need to start with the query. Query will be new parse.query, and we have to give the name of the table name. Whatever table name I use it here, I will use it here. So this is the first line. Everyone has written this line correctly. Next thing is everyone has written this query dot equal to, which is also correct, but like this parse.user.current. Everyone has written this line, which is correct because we are trying to get the nodes of the current user. But if you see these 2 lines of the statement, these 2 lines of statement means user who is logged in has write access and the user who is logged in has a read access. So any other user who will try to query it, he will only get his record. So this generally is used when we have multiple users and they are trying to get their record. But here also multiple users are there, but every record is tied, has got ACL of that user only. If we have the public read, then we can use this line of statement to get only the user's record. But now here I will be only able to access my record. You will only be able to access your record because this is a very private record. It only I am allowed to do the write access and only I am allowed to do the read access. So that means it is all the records which I will query it will be my records only. I cannot see other people's record. So in this specific case, we can avoid this line of statement. If we just query it, it will give my records only. Otherwise, if we have the public read access, then we have to do specifically who has created it, just give me that user. Then user would have been make sense. But here, since this is a private one, I will not get any other people's record. I will only get my records. And so that line is useless for this case. Even if I remove it, I will only get my records. Okay, so if you have put it, then also it's fine. But if you have not put it, then also it's fine. So that's why I'm not deducting points from anyone. So everyone has put this line, which makes sense because you're trying to get the user's record. But here in this case, since it is a private one, we can avoid this one because anyhow I will get my records. Okay, now next will be the query.find. After find, we need to say .then, and we will say dot catch, which everyone has written correctly. Now here I will do curly bracket, and here data will come, which I will do console.log. This is the right place to do the data. Error will also come here, but right now I will not do anything with error, but I can just do console also. Some of you have done it, some of you have not done it, so it doesn't matter, because right now we're not catching the error. We are just trying to display this data. Okay, so this is the gate results. I will delete this part right now. We will add it in another project, not in this one. Now, this is pretty much everyone has written like this, and I see everyone, that's why everyone got the point. And now there is one change. Now you have to call this gate results. I want you, how will you call this gate results on this page? Okay, so there are two places right now. There are two places right now we have to call this gate results. Right now I just want one place. Okay, one is in the handle submit, and one another place. I will not tell you that place. You have to put this gate results at both the places and call the gate results at both the places. So let's give the task number 10. Use gate results at two places, one on page load and another on submission of the record. Submission of the record means handle submit. One is in the handle submit and one is on the page load, because when page load happens I want to see the results. So just put it in the two places and let me know once it is done. Your time starts now. It is a 5 point. Let me see who can call at both the places correctly. And if you do wrong, I will ask you to correct it. And if you can correct it, then you will get points. And if you cannot correct it, then you will not get points. Okay, Ashok Kumar, you have sent only one place. Kate, I don't see your full solution. Okay, Ashok Kumar. Okay, I got your both the places. Coming soon. Okay, task is like this. You have to call this get result function at two places. One place is on page load and another place is on the submission of the record. Ashok has answered it, and answer is correct. I want answer from other people also. So, to Rakesh, you want to correct the thing. You are calling the get results in the use effect, but get results is kind of dependency. You have to put get results in the dependency also. So you have to fix that part in the use effect. Also, when you call in the submission, you cannot call inside the set state. Okay, it should be, one second, let me check. Okay, you are putting it in submission in set state. Yeah, you have to put outside the set state. You cannot put inside the set state. Set state is specifically for we are doing it null. Okay, so do not mix both the things. And get results should be invoked. You are just calling the get results, semicolon, that's it. It is not invoked. Any function has to be invoked. Fix these two things. Kate, I want exactly where you want to put get results in the handle submit. You just say handle submit get results. That's not the right way. You have to tell me exactly where get results has to be called. Again, Rakesh, you are using get results inside the set state. Keep the concern separate. Don't put get results inside the set state. Yeah, now I can see. Sorry, I did not. And Kate, I want your use effect again. I want to see your use effect. Okay, Ashok already did correct, so I will give 5 points to Ashok. Kate, when you use get results in the use effect, it should have the dependency. You have to pass that function in the dependency. Dependency is the array at the end. You have to pass the get result function there. Okay, I got in Telegram. Let me see. Sonu Singh has sent it here. Sonu Singh, I see your handle submit. Get result you have put at the end. That will not work. You have to put get results inside dot then function. Because if you put in the get result in the end, then it will not call the latest result. We need all the latest record. So it will not work that way. I want it. Okay, I see there another one. Okay. In another one you have put it. You are sending 2 times. One you are putting inside and one you are putting outside. Which one is right? You have to make sure that you put only one, delete another one. Okay. Yeah, Rakesh, now it is correct. Second one is okay. Second one you are calling get results at the end of the handle submit, which will not work. You have to put after the Ajax call ended. Ajax call ends in the .then function. So you have to call getResult function inside .then function, inside .then arrow function. Wherever we have arrow function inside .then, we have to put getResult there, not at the end of the handle submit. Okay. Get, let's see who sent this one. Okay, let me see the Shweta's one. Okay. Shweta, what is this? I see it starts from ACL. You have to put whole handle submit function so that I can see exactly where you have put.
Okay.
Okay, and also another one on page load. You have to give me two solutions. One, how will you use the getResult on page load, and how will you use it in the submission?
Okay.
So I want two answers.
Okay.
Sonu Singh, now there is another mistake. You are calling the getResult without invoking it. Function cannot be called without invoking it. You just put getResult semicolon will not work. You have to invoke the function. Okay, Kate, let me post or save or then. Yes, first one is right. Kate, this is right. Can you post your use effect part also? Rakesh, I already, okay, Rakesh, let me see Rakesh. Okay, 1 second, Rakesh. I checked it, I'll just double check it. Yeah, Rakesh, yours is right. So I'll give you 5 points. Okay, Sonu Singh, right. Sonu Singh, now it is correct. So I will give you 5 points. Okay, let's see. Okay, Kate, right. Right, Kate, now right. Kate got right, so she will get 5 points. Okay, Rakesh got point. Shweta, she has to fix. Shweta, waiting for you.
Sir, I pinged in the Telegram group.
Okay, Shweta, in the Telegram, I'm saying the use effect. After use effect, there is a letter C. What is that C? Is it a typo? What is C? By mistake you written it? Or it is purposeful? Okay, so let me do it. So we have to call this get result function. When you have to call? When user submit the post. When user submit the post, and we get then, inside then we have to call. Either you can put it here or you can put it here. Wherever you want, you can put before or after, wherever you want. This is the one place to call the get result. Another place is the use effect. So after all functions are created, you have to use the use effect. And use effect has arrow function inside it. And it has dependencies also inside it. So inside dependencies, we will pass the get results, and inside the curly bracket, we will call the get results. Okay, so now it's saying dependency use effect will change on every render. So we need to use the use callback. The next task is wrap or use the use callback for the get results function. You have to use this function. The next task is use callback for get results function. I want to see how you are using the use callback for the get result function. So just give me this one. The time starts now. You have to use callback, otherwise I get this, this warning. We have to use the use callback for this get result function. Now you have to see how to use the use callback. I have shown it. Just you have to use it. So Rakesh, I cannot see your whole function. So just change use callback. Oh, sorry, Ashok. I cannot see your use callback whole function. So either copy part by part, 2 parts, or send it in Telegram. Ashok is doing tasks in, more in comparatively he is doing earlier than other people. So he is very fast in doing the solution.
So do you need to use async and await, or which is then and catch on?
Sorry, what is your question?
Do we need to use async and await, or we let it be this then and catch on?
Okay, don't use async now. let it then and catch be there, but use the use callback.
Okay.
It should wrap around the function. So how to wrap, you should know that. Ashok Kumar, I need your full solution. You shared in Telegram. So you are sharing it in public, you know. Other people will copy the code. If you want to share it, you have to share it privately. Okay, so your solution is wrong. Whatever you shared in Telegram is wrong. You have to correct the use callback. I'll just say like this. I will not tell you what is the problem. And if you want to share again, just share privately in Telegram. Because it's a simple one, I can only say right or wrong. What wrong I cannot say. Okay, Sonu Singh, you need to fix it. It's still not correct. Ashok Kumar, you need to send me the whole function. Don't send in public, Shweta. Everybody will see your code. Why I see space between use and callback? And even if you use one word, still it's not correct. Okay, so fix that and send me privately. In Telegram also send me privately. You need to fix it. Callback has to be used. Okay, I'll just give you the hint. Callback cannot be used without these dependencies. So we need dependencies in callback, and everyone is using callback without putting these dependencies. Yeah, I got the answer from Ashok Kumar. Yes, this is the right solution, Ashok Kumar. So when I say dependencies, we need the dependency for the callback. So get results will not get the dependency of get results. We are using use effect, so we are getting the dependency of get results here. But if we are putting callback for the get results, then that callback, then that dependency will not have this function name. You cannot have this as a dependency inside the use callback for this function. So if I use react.use callback and I pass the dependency like this, I cannot put the same name here in this dependencies. This is wrong. Get results will, here in the get use callback, we should not get the dependency of get results. There should be, you have to figure out what it should be. Right now I'm removing it, but you need to figure out. Ashok Kumar, your answer is right. Okay, Shweta, I want your answer fast. What is the dependency here, Shweta? Just answer me. What should be the dependency here?
This page.
Page. Only if we have the page here, but right now we are not using page or max. So what should be the dependency? We should pass some dependency which we use inside and it is changing. Do you see anything which we use inside which is changing?
Data is
Data is okay, data is changing, but data is not outside. If something is outside and changing, and if we are using it inside, then we need that dependency. Do you see anything which is created, any variable which is created outside, but which is changed inside?
Table.
What?
Table. The table.
I don't understand. What did you say? Can you write otherwise? Table name?
Yeah.
Table name, I'm hard coding it here. It's not changing. It's not created outside. I'm hard coding it here. So it is also not changing. Since nothing is changing which I created outside, therefore we have to pass empty dependencies. We don't need this one. Empty. But if we have something called as page, like we did previously in the pagination, which changes outside and we use it here, then like query dot skip, something like that, page into max, like we were using that one. So here page is inside but created outside, then that becomes the dependency. Then we have to pass the page here. But since right now we are not using page or max, so that means no dependency is needed here. We have to pass the empty array. Got it? Okay, so everyone will get 5 points at least. This was the simple and you tried, but dependency you may not know, because it's a little bit tricky. Okay, so let's give and 5 points to everyone. Everyone did correctly. Only Shweta put this dependency problem, but I am okay with it because it's something new one for you, or it is little complicated to understand. Okay, so you are not done. Do it. I give points. 3 points to Rakesh. Okay, so now next task. Okay, you sent me in the. Okay, let me see. No. You have not done it correctly. You cannot put get results inside the use callback. It should be like this. Get results name should be outside, and use callback should be wrapping over the function. This is your function. This is your function. Sorry. So you cannot say use callback and use get result inside the callback. You have to use callback over the function which is created. This is the function we created it. We put it here and we wrap the use callback there. Is that clear, Rakesh? Okay. So now we have to do pagination, and that thing we'll do tomorrow. Okay. Now let's see what data is coming here. Let's check in the browser. Okay, I'm getting data of array 1. Right now I'm not using pagination for this task. Okay, so we'll do pagination tomorrow. So we get the data as array, and it is nothing but whatever I posted yesterday, df. So let me post some other thing. Mango, for example, add my notes. Once I say add my notes, I get the data is 2 because we call get results second time. And here I get this attribute mango. Next is I put more something, grapes, for example. So I get 3 now. I get 3 records. And even if I load the page, why we use callback? We get 3 records. Okay, I explained it a few days back, but I will explain it again because this is something complex part. So generally, if you put this function, if you don't use callback, this is your function. Okay, so this is your function. So when the component runs in the React, this whole statement is called again and again. So if we put the function without callback, then what happens? This function is created again and again. So there will be a new copy of function created next time when it renders. Whenever you change the state, a new copy of the function is rendered. And then again when you change the state, a new copy of function is rendered. So it decreases the performance because every time you are creating a new copy of the function. But when you use callback, it caches this function code. So it will not create the new copy of the function. Whenever you change the state, now the old copy of the function is used, and that way it is a performance-wise, it is a better. So we need to use callback because otherwise this function will be created again and again, and that will make the things bad. Is that clear?
Yes. So
Okay.
it means once we want to create some function in a children component, it's better way to always using callback.
Right. So whenever we create these functions here inside this home, we have to use callback. Otherwise, every time when it renders, it will, it will create a copy, and that will harm your code. So every time use callback.
What about handle change? Do we also?
We need handle this one. Use callback or handle change also. I have not put it because it was not complaining here, because handle change is something, it is optional. You create it or not, but if you create it, it's much better to create it everywhere. Even if you create in the handle submit also, you create it everywhere. But thing is that this get results is generally called on the use effect part. Okay. And handle change and handle submit is called on the user interaction. Okay, user interacted and call the handle change and handle submit. So when user interaction happens, React does not give any warning because it is okay for them, because it's saying it's okay, you are doing interaction. But with this use effect, it does not want you, because every time the new copy is created, that means you're going in the use effect again and again. So that will harm your code. If you don't put use effect, if you don't put get results in the use effect, then you can remove the callback. You can use without callback. Now what is happening when you are using use effect with the dependency of get results? Every time when the state is changed, it will go inside use effect, because it will think that this get result is another function. It is not the old copy.
Right.
So if I remove this, you will see it will not complain me. I will remove the callback also. Okay, so let me remove the callback. Let me remove the callback. Since now I'm using only get result inside the handle submit here, which is the user action, user interaction. That's why it's not complaining here. But as soon as I put it in the use effect, that means what happened? Whenever the state is changed, this will get a new copy of the function which will go inside the use effect, and then it will creating hundreds of multiple copies quickly whenever you load the page. But with this, with this one, though 100 copies are created whenever the state is changed, but all old copy is useless. They are gone out of memory. A new copy is only used from the memory.
Right.
But because of the use effect, it is not gone. It runs multiple times, and your code will be performance will be very much hit. Okay, so to be frank, you can put use callback here also, but since it is caches it, putting it use effect here
Not
uh,
necessary.
not necessary. The reason is every time the code will run,
Mm.
it will override the handle submit with the new function. So old code will go into the go out of the memory, and you will not get any problem. But with this one, since we are using in the use effect, then it will create a multiple copies, and it will go inside the use effect again and again. We don't want the get result to go. We don't want the code should go to the use effect again and again. We want only one time when the page load. If we don't change this, then it will go into the use effect again and again. That will harm your performance kind of thing. You're getting me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let me explain again because this is little tricky. So I created handle change function. I did not use no use callback. Okay, but when I use the get results, if I don't use the callback, then in the use effect, it will think that get results is a new function every time. So it will think it is a new function. So it will go inside the use effect again and again. So it will go inside use effect again and again, which is performance problem. Because when the state is changed, it will go into use effect. We don't want that. We want only on the page load, it should go inside the use effect. But since this is a function, and every time the state is changed, it thinks it's a new function, and it will try to go into the use effect again and again. But with this handle change, even if it is a new function, it overrides the variable. It is overwritten by a new function, and we will get only one copy of handle change. So it doesn't matter. If your user click handle change, he will not get any performance hit because it's only one copy he's using it. But with the get results, he will get new copy every time, and it will go to use effect again and again. I have used use effect in the handle change also in my personal projects, but that one is also a case. I will tell you when I can use it. So like this, I have used it. Let me use it. So let's also use it here also. Okay, so now I'm using use callback everywhere in place, right? So let's see what it's saying. Okay, so whenever we try to use the use callback, we need to pass the dependencies. Since the state was created outside the use callback, so it is giving me this problem that get results and state.nodes are changed or are used inside the callback, but they are not called as a dependency. So here we need to pass the dependencies of get results and everything. Okay, we need to pass the get results, and we need to pass state also. Okay, so then it will remove this complexity. So I have used this also in other places also, but I generally try to avoid it unless it complains it here, and it complains it here when we have the again and again that call kind of thing. Okay, so if I put callback, it's okay, but I try to avoid it whenever it is needed. But when it cannot avoid it, I have to use it. Okay, so let me explain you just one short recap, because a lot of things we talked, you may get a problem. Okay, so remember one thing. anything which you use in the use effect, put that thing in the callback. But if you don't use it in the use effect, you are using on the user interaction, then don't put it in the callback. Though you can put it, it's optional because it caches the function. So you can put inside that also, but it is the optional kind of thing. Got it? But with this use effect, there is no option. It is mandatory to put it in the callback. But with these two things, it is optional. You want to put it or no, it's up to you. Okay, let's go further now. Now we get the data in the array, right? We get the data in the array. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. I'm just doing one thing. So we will do the display part today, and then we will close it today's chapter. One second. Okay. So we get this data 3 times, right? This 3 times. So now I will do it and I will ask you the things because time is going and I want to complete this. Now we get the results, we get this in the data here. Okay, now you have to answer it privately. I will ask it orally. You have to just tell me. Now I have to save this data in the state. Give me one line how I can save this data in the state. Just put it in the chat, private chat. How I should put this data in the state so that I can display it in the list page. Just give me in private chat one line. It's a one line. How you will save this data inside the set state. Fast. Just put it in the chat. I get the data. Now I want to put it inside the set state so that I can show it in the list page. I cannot show directly this data in the list page because this data is only limited to this .then function. So I cannot use this data for the list page. So what should I show? .then data. Okay, what happened? Instead of this console.log, what should I put? I want to save in the state. Okay, Kate, your solution is not right because you are trying to copy this way. Here we were getting object because we use the with count. But in this case, we are using no with count. So we get array. And this array you cannot merge into nodes. With your statement, you are trying to merge the current object with this array. This is the array, so you cannot merge it. Let's say we create this as a results. Results is the array. I want to update this results with this data. Okay, so just I give you hint. I want to update the state using the set state, and I want to save this data. Rakesh, you are just saying state and state.data. Where is state.data? This is a direct data. There is no ST here. Sonu Singh, set state st state.nodes. Sonu Singh, you are updating the state with the state.nodes. We don't want to update the state.nodes. We have to use this data. Okay, we don't have to update this nodes with data because this nodes is nothing but what user will type. Do not update the nodes with this data. You have to update this results with this data. Just ping me one more. Try to correct your solution. You cannot update this nodes with this data. You have to update the results with this data because we have to save the data in the results part. We will talk about callback again tomorrow, day after tomorrow, because this callback is little tricky and you are still confused. I will take specific session of callback in 1 or 2 days. Okay, let me see. Sonu Singh, data is data, state, return. Again, Sonu Singh, this data is array. You are trying to merge this array with the object. This is the object. You are trying to replicate this thing as T with response. This here, the response is coming as object. So this was working. But here, we are getting data as an array. So it will not merge with this object. Okay, your solution is right now. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. So we have to save this data inside the set state. So just check it how to do it. I will call the set state and then I will put arrow function here. Inside the arrow function I will get st, which is the current state, and here I will return current state. But I have to update the results part, not the nodes part. Some people are doing like this, nodes equal to data, the data which is here. So I don't want to update nodes with the data. I want to update the results with the data. So I have to replace this results. So here we will get this object and then we have to update the key value pair. Key is results and data will be this data which we are getting it. Now I'll test this condition in the browser. I'm not waiting for everyone's answer. You have to give me as quickly as possible. Okay, now I'm getting the state with a results as a 3 value because I submitted in the 3. I submitted 3 times, right? So this warning is coming from Quill component for this rich text editor. Okay, so don't worry about this warning. Okay, this is the results. We get these results here. Okay, so this is we got the results in the state. Now I will ask quickly how to do it. Just tell me quickly. I want to show the results here in the list page. So how will I pass the results from here to the list page? Just give me, we are calling the list here. So just give me what you will change here and what you will change here. So that I should get the results which I have here in the state value. I want to pass it here in the list and also here in this list. So what change you will do? Okay, so think about it and send me in Telegram privately. So we'll continue tomorrow.